bids.
You have to open them.
I opened them.
I just sit here and it takes
They
forever.
look pretty?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
As we wait for the other two commissioners to come back before we start, I can't not tell a lie and tell you that it didn't go through my head that I could get a lot accomplished right now. No counter votes. We're opening up paving bids. It'll take a while, so if you go to throw an IC so just giving you a heads up.
The people, the person you talked to about the lawyer and so forth isn't here.
Isn't here.
I mean, I was happy to try to point out some,
Right, but they are here. The homeowners. You ready, Dad? I'd like to welcome everybody to the Morgan County Board of Commissioners for our July 17th, 2023 meeting. If you'll please stand and follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we give you thanks to give us the privilege to meet and to gather together. We give you thanks for allowing us to have this type of forum where we can express our differences in a civil way. Please give us patience and guidance as we work through the problems of a growing community. It's in your precious name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I need a motion to accept the minutes as presented or any corrections that might be needed from the July 5th meeting.
Kenny, how makes motion we approve the July 5th meeting minutes?
All second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further comment? Call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Next, we have the opening of the paving bids. The auditor will open each one up. I'd also go on record, I think this is the second time I've gone on record saying that this is one of the, I hate to say dumbest things we do. But to sit here and open up all these bids on all these roads and read all these quotes the way that they make us do it, I would think there would be a more efficient manner of doing it. But until we get that legislated,
Wallace,
so you read it, yep.
1,785,000. Wallace Construction, 1,785,492.87.
Is that for all of it put together?
Okay.
What's that?
Deb said we usually read each road.
Yeah, that's, I'm just making sure that they broke them down for us. Yep, and that looks maybe to be the total.
Yes.
Then you do the road.
Okay, so, okay.
So that'd be total, you go first that. Is this your first time doing this?
This is my first time to do this.
When we're all said and done, you can express with the state legislator how crazy this is. Well, thank you in advance for your patience. We're following protocols where you list the road in the bid, and then everybody, so if there's 5 or 6 people that bid on a certain road, we'll read each of those roads, and then we'll turn it over to engineering to make sure that all the bids line up, that it's apples to apples, and then we'll come back at our next meeting and award those bids. So thank you in advance for your patience.
Okay, Hillside Parkway from Huggen Hollow Road to Edith Street, $16,004.76. Woodland Court from Woodland Drive to the dead end, $30,216.95. Woodland Drive from State Road 144 to the dead end, $28,380.55. Almond Road from Greencastle Road to Bray Road, $32,581.26. Little Point Road from County Line to I-70, $307,373.42.
You do that one more time, Linda.
$307,373.42.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Milhon North Drive from Milhon West Drive to Gasburg Road, $29,183.78. Milhon West Drive from Milhon South Drive to Milhon North Drive, $30,373.74. County Road 800, or Gore Road, from Evans Road to Hall School Road, $306,843.33. Milhon South Drive from Gasburg Road to Milhon West Drive, $31,738.32. Kivett Road, or they have parentheses, Hall Road, from Yale Road to Hurt Road, $54,824.80. County Road 500, Arend Road, from Plano Road to Poff Road, $121,580.52. North Road from East Morgan Street to Country Club Road, $86,091.28. Country Club Road from Morgan Street to the dead end, $262,097.02. Salem Road from Burma Road to Paragon Road, $279,736.88. Seasteen Road from Nass Chapel Road to Cope Road, $140,167.76. McDaniel Drive from Liberty Church Road to the dead end, $28,298.50. And I do believe that's the conclusion.
There wasn't one for McDaniel Drive for Liberty Church to dead end.
Maybe they didn't bid on it. I didn't follow some of their descriptions, and this is a little bit different. I did have a question real quick, and then I'll go into the next one, Commissioner. And Kenny, would you know this? Egbert and Country Club Road,
Isn't McDaniel,
are we not getting any help
hold
from the
on.
state on that?
okay.
28,000.
After they tore it up and they made that the main,
Did I not read
I thought they were gonna come back and give us, I mean, that was 2 or 3 years
I
ago.
mean-
Remember, the whole road fell off back by the golf course, and they said, fix it, and then we'll settle up later?
You were thinking that would,
Well, I was thinking the state was gonna do it.
that's what I said in there. But yeah, I would think so.
We need to check on that. The Country Club Road, I know we talked about getting help from the state because they, all those dump trucks tore that whole, it disappeared. And this, we went and fixed it real quick, and the state said when they came back through that they, I thought that was one of the ones that they were gonna help us with.
E and B.
Who's this one?
Brian, I really
Okay.
think, if you look at that, I really think that the Country Club, if you go North Road from Egbert Road to Country Club Road, I think it's actually that east-west section of East Country Club Road, what they're talking about. From Egbert Road, because the new part of it up there is North Egbert Road, and then over to Country Club, that would be that East Country Club Road, but they're calling it North Road. That's what I bet it
They
is.
were gonna go all the way around and redo it, basically,
They would.
basically what wraps the golf course.
Okay, here it is.
Well, you got Country Club Road right above that, from Morgan Street all the way to the dead end. That's the whole north-south one. This is more the east-west one. They're calling it North Road.
The understanding
It's 1,740,000.
that they were gonna help us.
At least the one part of it. The part where the East Country Club and North Country Club going north of there, I can see them not doing that, but the rest of it where it had all the heavy traffic, I would think so.
Well, for $262,000, I think
yeah.
we need to make a couple phone calls.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we'll take that
Oh, I agree.
262 on another road. We got enough to pave.
Yep.
But they tore that. Yeah. Mm-mm. Okay, who's
Okay.
this next bidder?
E and B paving,
E&B.
their total bid is $1,714,000. Oh, is it on there? Oh, okay.
Even?
Yes, even.
Even.
Okay, McDaniel Drive from Liberty Church Road to the dead end, $30,846.80. Seasteen Road from Nass Chapel to Cope Road, $125,230.84. Salem Road from Burma Road to Perrigan Road, $259,979.66. Country Club Road from Morgan Street to the dead end, $247,052.50. North Road from East Morgan Street to Country Club, $83,137.60. County Road 500, Arend Road, from Plano Road to Poff Road, $119,661.99. Kivett Road, from Yell Road to Hurt Road, $57,611.96. Milhon South Drive, from Gasburg Road to Milhon West Drive, $30,175.50. County Road 800, Evans Road to Hall School Road, $293,010.20. Milhon West Drive, from Milhon South Drive to Milhon North Drive, $26,857.40. Milhon North Drive, from Milhon West Drive to Gasburg Road, $29,500.30. Little Point Road, from County Line to I-70, $298,852.16. Almond Drive, from Greencastle Road to Bray Road, $35,630.06. Woodland Drive, from State Road 144 to the dead end, $29,766.74. Wildland Court, from Woodland Drive to dead end, $31,392.69. Hillside Parkway, from Huggen Hollow Road to Edith Street, $15,293.60. And this one is Milestone. Okay, Milestone Contractors, total bid, $1,556,583.25.
One more time, Linda, please.
That's okay. $1,556,583.25.
Thank you.
So McDaniel Drive from Liberty Church Road to the dead end, $22,574. Seasteen Road from Nass Chapel Road to Cope Road, $118,273.50. Salem Road from Burma Road to Paragon Road, $249,392.50. Country Club Road from Morgan Street to the dead end, $233,332.50. North Road from East Morgan Street to Country Club Road, $78,338. County Road 500, Errand Road, from Plano Road to Poff Road, $105,837.75. Kivett Road from Yale Road to Hurt Road, $48,165.25. Milhon South Drive from Gasburg Road to Milhon West Drive, $26,628.75. County Road 800 from Evans Road to Hall School Road, $267,886.50. Milhon West Drive from Milhon South Drive to Milhon North Drive, $24,439.50. Milhon North Drive from Milhon West Drive to Gasburg Road, $26,812.25. Little Point Road from County Line to I-70, $273,534. Almond Drive from Greencastle Road to Bray Road, $26,166.50. Woodland Drive from State Road 144 to the dead end, $22,755.50. Wild Lane Court from Woodland Drive to dead end, $24,118.75. Hillside Parkway from Huggen Hollow Road to Edith Street, $8,328. I'm sorry,
Is there more?
that's all. We
Just
only
the
had
three
three.
companies? I know the other day I was taking the road out of the city, and the mayor called and told me to put it back. That's the best I could do on short notice. Thank you for your patience. What we'll do is we'll get these checked and make sure, yes, sir?
Hey, Brian, the county highway department, due to time constraints, wanted you all, if you can, to accept the low bid, subject to final review. Because it's under a time constraint
Okay.
to get this turned back to NDOT.
Now, is this one of those grants where you have to accept all of them under the same contractor, or can we take the lowest bid?
No, just
per
low
road?
bid.
So we're back to,
Low
okay.
bidder.
So this is getting funded with the community
Yeah,
crossings?
Community crossings,
Yep.
low bidder.
We need a motion that United go ahead and approve, take that role and bring their advice back. I think that,
If you can, I would approve the low bid, subject to final technical review, so that way, if we review.
What was Wallace's total bid?
792 and something.
Okay,
Looks like Milestone's the lowest.
yeah. And that's. In years past, we could piecemeal and contract these out per road, but then we found out that because it's a community crossings grant, we have to award all of it to the same bidder. So 2 years ago, we kind of changed that too, to stay in compliance. And with that said, look for a motion from the commissioners to accept the lowest overall bid pending engineering specs to make sure that all of it's within compliance.
Kenny Hill makes a bid that we accept the low bidder on total project for the community crossing 2023-1. That all the bids are in place, all the documentation is in place as well.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I think we need to, do we need to include United in that motion? Just know it's part of our previous agreement. And I'll second them.
Tomorrow, scanned documents, and we'll go through and evaluate.
Okay.
Make sure the low bid is responsible.
Thank you. I'll second the motion.
Any further yes, Keith?
Milestone,
Smallest number.
Milestone was the lowest bidder.
Milestone.
Right now, Milestone, as long as they got all their paperwork in order and everything pans out, they'll get them all, Keith.
About 150 plus. Have a motion on the floor. Any other questions from the floor? Hearing none, I call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Next up, executive session.
I'll move that we take the recommendations that we discuss in executive session, that we approve those recommendations, please.
There's a motion on the floor to approve the discussion from the executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further questions? Call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Redaction Services and Support Agreement. Is someone from the Recorder's Office?
I'd like to have somebody from the Recorder's Office.
They've said Janice says they've done this in years
Pardon?
before.
I'm good.
Right. This is just another contract with CSI. We've done, this is a renewal. So we can either table it, or you guys can make an emotion to,
This is just a renewal of what they've done, and they brought it to us. Well, if it's just a renewal, and they brought it to us, I'll make a motion, we go ahead and approve it.
have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussions or questions? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. You want to keep that with all the other stuff too, signed? Thank you. Amendment to the agreement banning engineering. This was part of ARPA and part of the overall water sewer
Yeah, it's working
studies that we got going on.
at a fixed fee of $12,500. I think that was
Correct.
brought up in the discussion with RDC. And I think Josh has discussed this with banning. I'll move that we go ahead and approve the banning engineering to analyze the existing wastewater collection system.
Have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or further discussion from the board or the public? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Again, I'll just reiterate, the county is using some of the money that was given to us at the federal level to study our waters and the sewer systems. It will help to guide future economic growth. So, tax dollars at work. Financial reporting agreement.
This is like the recorders. This is a renewal for Peterson Consulting Services. They help us with our capital assets at the end of the year for the annual report.
Any questions for the auditor?
Look pretty thorough. Oh, you waited for a motion?
Yes.
I'll move that we go ahead and approve the Peterson Consulting Services to continue with their work with our auditor with this capital asset tracking, please.
Have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next is a letter of support for Stability First. Chairman had the opportunity to read it.
Yes, I
Pretty
did.
straightforward, and they're basically wanting just us to,
Stability First is gonna actually, just gonna be volunteer members actually going into the jail, working with the RSAP program for the inmates. It's gonna help educate them, better prepare them for whenever they do be released. So I'd make a motion, we approve the letter of support for Stability First.
I'll second.
any comments or questions from the audience? Hearing none, I call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Went from 10 to 20. I think that's the only thing,
Recycling discussion?
that's the only thing I seen.
I just want to, first of all, give a quick program update. We just finished with the fair. That's always a long week for everybody. Our last Talks Away Day at Mooresville High School had an attendance of 596 cars. Our next event will be October 21st at Martinsville High School. And that's the main updates for the program. But what we're really here for today is, I've given you guys a copy of a photo of our Mooresville site. Martinsville site is starting to look like this quite often as well. I've been in contact with our prosecutor, and we've got to get something as far as some kind of local ordinance going to do something to the people that are polluting and illegal dumping. Also, we need to get probably some better cameras at every site except for Eminence. They have the school cameras there that we could use. So I guess I'm just wanting to get on the same page. I know you guys installed cameras on near the floodgates. Are those working out okay as far as you guys know?
Yeah, what Mark's tested and everything, yeah, seems like they're doing all right.
Okay. So really, I just want to get your guys' approval to look into getting cameras at all the sites except for the Eminence one. If you want to do Eminence too, we can go ahead and do that. Just, what do you guys think on that?
Do you want to address this?
Yeah, so the photo is our Mooresville site. We had to pay around about $800 when you factor in all the workers to get this all cleaned up. Me and two part-timers went up there, cleaned this up. A&A roll-off, $575 just for the roll-off. So every time this happens, I've got a small amount built in my budget, but I can't keep up with the Mooresville side at all. So, and I can't really blame our vendor up there.
Up there?
What's that?
Have you talked to the town officials up there?
Yeah, I have.
And then who, they contract out their trash service?
Yes,
Who do they contract with? Do you know?
I believe they're waste management. Yeah, and then you get further south and you kind of get into Bestway territory. But I can't blame our vendor on this. This is just
No.
couches
But
and-
my point of it is
No,
that we've got momentum going in the recycling program for
Right.
those that know and care. And then you got others that are using it for an unpaid dump site.
Right.
And that is proof, photo proof, picture proof that it's being used as a dump site.
Yeah.
I had the privilege of talking with the city of Martinsville mayor today about the situation. We agreed that we need to continue to work hand in hand, and I was explaining to him, you know, I know that I'm a city resident, and I know my trash went from 3 full trash cans to 1
Right.
when I started recycling. It's amazing
Oh, yeah.
how you cut down. So if we discontinue the recycling program, that's gonna put additional costs back on to other entities. And I know, you know, it's gonna wear the 2 guys on the back of the Packer out a whole lot more if they're throwing 4 cans per house versus
Right.
1.5.
Right.
And so, but it truly upsets me. I hope everybody takes an opportunity to see this picture, because, I mean, a lot of this stuff I wouldn't even throw in my dump because it's so nasty, in my dumpster. Even though I know that a lot of people seem to use my business dumpster as the communal, as long as it's not overflowing and I get charged another $50, but,
And it's not just the dump sites. I mean, you go up there on North Waverly Park Road, you got a love seat, a complete couch up there thrown off the side. You had a bed, mattress, and box springs couple months ago up there. Keller Hill Road, you had a mattress up there, bottom of the hill on the east side. I mean, they're throwing stuff all over. It's just sick. I mean, it's keeping our highway guys just trying to keep up with trash.
So that picture was taken away on Friday. By the time A&A roll-off was able to get up there, they'd already piled everything up around it by Monday,
Oh, yeah.
so.
And it's been so full at the jail, the last time we had to go to Mooresville to get rid of ours. And then you had to just keep putting them in different containers, because we had 2 bags, the big yellow trash bags full, and we like to never got them all in the containers up there.
so
Right.
what, I mean, stopping the program doesn't solve this problem
Right.
unless we're never going to start it again. We're going to start it again, and if we don't address the problem will just be back as soon as the dumpsters are unloaded and people start throwing their trash. How do you think it's best to address this? There needs to be some type of policing, and there needs to be huge fines and consequences for throwing
Yes.
a toilet. I guess they thought that this porcelain toilet was recyclable. The couch, that you couldn't even, my couch in my fraternity for 4 years didn't even look that bad.
There
So, I
were,
mean,
there were
what are
3
these
couches
people
up
doing?
there that day, 3 couches, so.
Have you talked to Steve Sonic yet? I
Steve-
mean, is he willing to prosecute
His,
these? And-
Steve's official answer, and Cassie as well, was to work with Jim to create an ordinance, at which point, Jim, you would help enforce the ordinance.
Yeah, this came up in a different context recently. We might be talking soon about the best manner to prosecute or enforce ordinances generally, which I can elaborate on later, but it came up in another similar, not this topic, but same sort of way.
There are a couple other issues with our current vendor that we have, to the point where they've charged us $14,000 extra last month, and our bill shouldn't even be $14,000. So we got that credited back, but there's all kinds of problems going on there. In front of me, on June 14th, I put out a bid, and you guys have the proof sheet here, of all of our sites, because we're not in contract anymore. They're all up. So I do have a sealed bid. Some people weren't interested in doing them all. Rumpke is a new player in south of town now, and I didn't hear back anything from them.
Yours, I think.
But now I do have a sealed bid if you guys would like to maybe open it up.
Where's that?
Right here.
That
It's
the
the only-
auditor,
Only one that you received? Yeah.
is the deadline come and gone?
So it would have been the 14th.
Okay. Well, the auditor, we're in a public meeting, then. She's got a great big knife, so I'm not gonna.
It's not very sharp. It's used more as a screwdriver in the office than.
Poke it would be.
refresh my memory, what have we been paying Rays to do? And I know they didn't.
Pretty
do all
much
that.
$156,000 for 6 of the 7 sites. Now, what I've also proposed in our bid is an additional bin at Mooresville.
In Martinsville.
And Martinsville is the same for now, but it's got an extra 2 drops in on a single bin that we didn't have before.
I mean, that's why it looks so terrible out there at Martinsville. I mean, they just don't have any room to put it. And they're
Yeah.
just piling it up right there and then ends up over there in poor Patty Hicks's yard.
I do also have somebody that might be interested in taking the bins in at an alternate location, but I don't want to really reveal who that is at this point.
On the east side of town, I hope.
Yes.
Bill?
Okay, well, they're bidding on the Martinsville, Mooresville, Morgantown, and Brooklyn sites. It says $225 per haul, plus a $50 cash fuel rate. An additional processing fee of $80 per ton will also be assessed. They do not wish to bid on services for Perrigan and Eminent sites.
But that made you mad.
I like us out there.
Yeah. There's a west side of this county?
There it
Okay.
is.
So I'll have to do some math on that.
We'll have to, yeah. We'll just take it under advisement
Okay.
on this contract, and then we can get it back on old business, maybe at the next meeting. We can do some math to figure out what you're pulling and what that would actually
Yeah.
be dollar-wise. And then
Yeah,
I'd
I'd
like
like-
for you to compare it to what we were paying before the whole waste management fiasco
Okay.
started. After that takeover, it's just been out of control ever
Yeah.
since.
And I've got invoices that are just you're right, out of control.
You know, something else, and I don't know if this is the time to do it, but Monroe County's all manned,
Right.
and I think we're going to have to end up going that direction. I know they're twice as big as we are, but until we have a different kind of program where people can just at will
Right.
walk on us, and that's what they're doing, and it's costing us money.
Yeah.
I just soon pay money for somebody to stop that.
Yeah. Josh and I have future plans to visit surrounding counties and get ideas for the future. And even a single centralized site has been discussed.
Yeah, I
that's
don't.
Fenced and.
And one of the
monitored.
service is wonderful, but if it's abused, it's not so.
Right,
It's a piece of,
right,
it's a piece of poop.
right.
That's being nice.
So whenever I find out where we're going on a field trip to, I'll definitely send it out to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, there's several counties that we
Yeah.
probably ought to take a look at.
Sure.
I'm just using Monroe because I've taken stuff there for Monroe County residents that
Yeah.
they have a nice setup down there.
Yeah. Other counties around us, I think Monroe has around 47 employees alone in their
Wow.
solid waste department. Hendricks has around 20. Johnson has.
Well, those
like
are counties
Three
that
or
are-
four, but they're set hours, and if you bring them anything that's not approved, you're
Yeah.
going back out.
They're
So-
twice as big as we are, and that gives them a little bit more funding,
Right, right.
but,
Well, and I'd also be curious if they're not getting private funding too.
get what kind of funding?
Private, like a sponsorship, if
They could, you know, and
They
we need to
could.
check out what's going on.
They've got a lot of big vendors
Yeah,
in their county.
and Kenny's exactly right. I was out saving a coon this morning out on Hammer Road, and there's a bathtub and mattresses, and they've been there a while. And
dumping.
sofas, it's a dumping
TVs,
road.
yeah, all that stuff.
And as soon as it's, you know, it's called the broken window thing. If you don't fix a broken window, somebody comes along and throws another rock.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing happen in our county.
And these people, they're not even afraid to leave their address anymore.
Oh,
So
yeah.
It's all in there, multiple pieces of mail from the same address.
Yeah.
So,
And Hammer Road, some of them roads that don't have hardly any houses on it, I mean, they know they can dump them, they, ain't nobody gonna see them.
why
I
you
mean,
up the
it's, yeah, it's,
He was
Yeah.
not, he wasn't
but you
a
know,
person.
since we don't have our bi-monthly meetings anymore, I just thought a lot of this stuff should be addressed. And
Yeah.
we need to definitely start talking about a few things going on, see where we want
Well,
to take the program to.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, and we'll be bringing this back. Thanks, Eric.
We need a motion.
No, we're just gonna, I'll move to table. That would probably take care of the,
There's a motion on the floor to table the bid proposal so that we can recalculate and come up with numbers.
second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's tabled. We need to discuss an offer of settlement. We need to come up with a monetary figure to present for the HTFD Land Trust litigation.
I'll move that we make the amount 75,000.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments or concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes 3-2.
Do we have to, do we need to put the number of triaxle roads? Exclusive of the triaxle roads? What do we do there? That's what I was gonna say.
That's where I'm at.
I want to add an addition on that offer of settlement. The amount is 75,000 exclusive of interest and costs to be considered in just compensation, in addition to 0 triaxle loads of gravel.
Good catch. We have an amendment to the motion that was passed to include 0 triaxle loads of gravel. Is there a second on the amendment to the motion?
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Credit cards, ordinance 2023-17, second reading.
Move to approve.
Have a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 2023-17. Do I have a second? Any comments, concerns? Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Other old business, if I'm not mistaken, there's a couple that would like to reapproach the commissioners to speak. And between Don and I, where did the paperwork go? Here it is.
Yeah, Ms.
Mr. Bracken, would you like to approach the?
There's your two. Sorry.
Gentlemen, I guess you know why we're here. Hoosier Energy is trying to bring that power line right down through our territory. And I just,
Pull that mic up in front of you. I couldn't hear a word you said.
Hoosier Energy is getting ready to run their power line right down through our territory. It's a neighborhood, it's a homeowners association, and we're united. We don't know who to talk to, but you guys.
We were here a couple weeks ago, and you mentioned you might make some phone calls. We wondered if there was any feedback or if you'd heard anything.
Just a little bit, not a great deal, but a little
And real
bit.
quick,
Go
for
ahead.
point of order, please state your name
Dave Bracken.
and,
Paul Straub.
okay, that way I can attest that I called on everybody that wanted to speak, and Deb doesn't get mad at me in the morning. Thank you.
I'm just here for moral support.
There you go, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I discussed it briefly with former, I think he was vice president, one of the vice presidents of Hoosier Energy, at least he was up there. And he had a question, I suppose, that I'll ask you. First of all, they can't do anything until they have an easement. That's just the law. So do they have an easement?
There are some easements.
Pardon?
There is some, there already are power lines run there,
The
but they're just
the roadside
to the
easement.
local.
Are they going to use that easement for what you don't want them to use it for?
Yeah, they're gonna have to double the width of it. But
It's in a different place.
Yeah, it's totally different place.
Okay, well, anytime they're outside of their easement, if they have the easement, there's nothing that probably you can do.
other than they're gonna expand it.
If they expand it, they have to go, they can't expand an easement. That's like,
How would we find out if there's an easement?
well, that's why I said the last time, get an attorney.
Yeah, and we're
We're working on that.
Okay, because I think that's your go-to. So you got to find, and they won't do anything until they have the easement. They can't. And the other can't is us. We can't do anything about it. It's like telling somebody that they can't do something that's a private citizen and they want to put an easement for a water line or something like that. So I guess I'm not being comforting, but, you know, basically the county can't do much for you except find out, you know, what you got, and then, and the advice, and I can advise it, I can't hire him for you, but you got to get an attorney.
We understand that.
I thought you probably did. You don't look like you just got off the, well, I shouldn't be careful here what I say, but, yeah.
Question I have, when you say, they said they have to have an easement there, an existing easement for the small lines that are already going to our homes,
That ain't gonna cut
I
it.
don't,
wouldn't be the easement they're talking about.
no, I'm talking about an easement to put a line through. I mean, that'll go through your, you know, wherever they're gonna put that line has to have an easement. And that can get sort of expensive for them. And I think the whole project can be expensive. I didn't show him, I will, you can get a hold of me later, and I don't wanna bring him into it. I just was curious myself as to what Hoosier Energy policy was, and it was very simple: no easement, no line. And why the meetings and why they had all these selections. I know they didn't have 4 daggone easements. They were trying to figure out where to go that would be the cheapest, because I think some of these get to be like $1 million a mile stuff. So it's a money deal, and it's a money deal for you too, because your property value, of course.
Exactly.
So I'm just giving you information and then saying, sorry, I can't do much more than give you information. I hope you appreciate that.
Whatever
But
support you can give
it's
us.
nothing in our planning and zoning. We don't tell people to not do whatever you don't think they should do. Sometimes that's just the way it works. So that's about as good as I can get for you right now, personally, is find out what they've got in the way of easements, and if they don't have it, they're gonna have to buy it. And you don't have to accept whatever they sell. You can hold that sucker up forever if you don't like the price.
But we can't stop them.
No, you can't. They got eminent domain powers, Don.
You do have that, but that would be involved in a court case too, on telling you how much that property is worth and how much you're losing. I mean, that's the attorney. If I have an attorney and they try an eminent domain on me and they try to shortchange you, you know, that's where the courts come in. It's not them. It's not their call. It's the court, even on an eminent domain.
I will yield to the attorney on this, because I'm sure but I was thinking today, real quick, when I got that other phone call from the lady that's down in the river bottoms that they're cutting across. Are you guys familiar with Elevate?
Yes.
If it was me, and you guys do whatever, but I would be following that one map you gave us, and I'd try to be contacting everybody through Elevate and sending them a letter, and I'd be holding my own meeting similar to what they did to you guys a couple weeks ago. I'd have my own it's like I told her, you're by yourself. There's nothing that, to my knowledge, that we can do in a legal capacity, and they can just raise their rates if they have to pay more. And we don't, as individuals, have the capabilities of dictating to our employer or our pension plans that we want more. Therefore, I told her, and I gave her your number. I said, if you're going to have to get the numbers.
All those that be infected, and then they can.
Yeah, so the way, then I got to think, well, how you get, well, it's easy to get the numbers in your neighborhood because it's going through your neighborhood, so you just knock on your, but that line goes,
Oh, yeah, the neighborhood.
so I would probably be nosy on Elevate and start sending out a 56-cent, or how much are stamps now? I know I get forever stamps, so I don't even know what I'm paying when I go, but send them a letter saying, we're gonna have a meeting of our own at XYZ on this date, and you're gonna have a power line. They may not even know. So just, I've thought about your problem, and I get frustrated only in because it's big them, little me,
Thing
and
is,
boy, that
there's
just brings out
ways
the,
even on our property that they could go that would be a lot less disruptive. You know what I'm saying? We don't say you can't do it.
Most of that land is just woods.
Yeah,
But they're going by all their
They're
houses.
going right through the middle of our house.
and so maybe when you group together, maybe they'll have a representative come out and go, well, let me see what it's gonna cost us to go through the woods.
They
At
could
least your
relocate
voice has
on
been
all three
heard.
of our properties that would be
Less,
way less disruptive.
less disruptive.
Yes,
We
sir.
don't know who to talk to.
And I'd be happy to talk to you guys for a few minutes after the meeting if you'd like, and share a couple, both code citations, and see if I can help with referrals to attorneys if you're trying to talk to somebody. But I think, first, both what Brian and Don said, I think are well advised. Both, obviously, there's strength in numbers, and that might give you a far better negotiating position. And the issues Don pointed out, correct, in statute, first and foremost among them, they gotta give you notice. They certainly can't take your property without telling you and giving you an opportunity to go through the statutory procedures to object and to say that's not enough compensation, so on and so forth, nor can they expand an easement. Although there's different statutes on those two things, they can't either do that without giving you notice and going through procedure. I'd be happy to talk to you for a minute.
Appreciate it. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Need a motion to send our tort claims and incident claims forward?
So move.
Second.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
For the good of the county, and we are under a thunderstorm warning. It's just north of us, and it looks like it may skirt to the north, but I'm giving everybody a heads up. It looks pretty nasty.
I'm up north. I want to get out of here, but I want to make it good for the county.
Are you on your motorcycle? Take off now.
Wife won't let me ride it anymore.
You keep
I'm
these
waiting
with our
for her to get
minutes.
Alzheimer's.
How do you, yeah.
Things. One is, I was at a meeting today of the, it's called Better Communities Coalition. Laura Parker and Josh Messmer were there. It's a group of people that met for, we met from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock. They had lunch too, but I had to gobble it down. But one of the things that they would be all gung-ho for is that stability program that we've got cooking. And they've got terrific ideas going, and I suggest you keep an eye on them. The other thing is fairly simple. The fair was very successful, I thought, every time I was there. One of the things I really liked was the crowd that was out in front of the correspondent booth. Everybody's ready for, and I'm ready for, and I appreciate Mr. Rhodes's participation, but I'm ready for a county newspaper. And I think the people are too, and I'm not trying to push one company, but that is for the county, and that's what we really, need, and it benefit us as a county to keep us informed without going to the rabbit holes that you find on, you can call it social, I don't call it social media, but there's opportunities there for a lot of stuff. But with a newspaper, with the kind of quality of the people that are there, I'm so glad to see it coming. And Keith, I really appreciate your participation in that because you're invaluable. And that's going to be I feel success coming. So, thank you.
I don't know how valuable Keith is as much as that filing cabinet you probably have in your house. I said, I don't know about you as much as that filing cabinet you probably have in your house with years and years and years of stories on all of us. Any other comments? Otherwise, I'll ask for a motion for adjourn, to adjourn.
Go. Also move.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Everybody travel safely.